Dear students, don't we all know the new changes? Don't we want to change the way we look, dress, walk, eat, etc.? We always wish for a change. Have you looked closely at people, places around you? You will find that daily there is some change happening around us. We are aware of them and try to change to fit in the society. This change can be because you want to be a part of your friend circle and hence change yourself. But have you ever wondered why these changes are happening around you? No. We take everything for granted and just change because others are changing. But today, we will actually see and learn why there is so much of change happening around us and think where these will lead us to in the future. So, let this just be a stepping stone to your knowledge of society and their changes. You are the future generation who has the power to change the society whichever way you want. All of us know that India is a land of different states, language, religion, customs, traditions and culture. Everyone is different and belong to different aspects of life. But still, India is considered one and not divided. This is because of different cultures and customs converging and integrating into one as Indian culture. This convergence in literal sense means two different things coming together and integrating as one. Let's take an example of the Ganges river. We know that Ganga has its tributaries and these tributaries are different and their starting point is also different. But at one point all combine together to become one single river called the Ganga. In the same way, when different people from different culture, religion, caste, language and state meet and start having interactions with each other, then all get influenced by other people and try to move together and also take it each other's culture. Then all are considered equal. There is no disparity among them. They start to share their culture with each other, which helps others to understand each one. This unification or integration in society is called social integration. Social integration in sociology is the movement of minority groups such as minorities, refugees and underprivileged people into the mainstream of societies. Social integration requires accepting common language of the society, acceptance of the laws of the society and adoption of the values of the society. It does not require them to completely change themselves to be a part of the society, and it does not require giving up all of their culture, but it may require leaving some aspects of their culture which do not go along with the laws and values of the society. These people can often use social integration to gain full access to the opportunities, rights and services available to the members of the mainstream of society. As said earlier, India has different cultures and people living together harmoniously because all the customs and traditions have united to give it a oneness. Earlier, one could say that a person of South India could not think of leaving his state to go away to the north. It was considered far away and that the person will not return back. But with industrialization and invention of trains, people can travel to far off places in India and still feel that it has connection with his hometown. Industrialization and Western influence has brought about a change in the society. Due to industrialization, people have started moving away from their families and settling in cities, bringing with them their own customs and culture. Once people started settling in cities, they started to interact with each other, with other people from different places and religion. This brought a change in the outlook of people. Western education gave a better insight on other cultures and customs, and the rigidity which prevailed previously started to fall down. Western ideas and values such as liberty, equality and fraternity made into the Indian minds. With this, people of the lower caste realized that they are being oppressed and started to fight against this practice. Some social reformists like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Vivekananda, B.R. Ambedkar worked towards the bringing down the rigidity of the caste system from the society. The hold of the Brahmins on the people came down, which resulted in the abolishment of the caste system. Not completely, but the rigidity came down. All these influenced the society to change. They brought in many social and cultural changes in the Indian society. Due to these factors, the rigid system of caste fell down and the custom of untouchability too came off. Now, nobody knows what is untouchability and caste system. Everyone is equal in the new society. In the present city society, no one asks anyone about their caste. They are more interested in the person but not in their caste. People also do not see other people's caste to make friends. One can say that caste system is not so rigid now, as one can see some kind of movement. Now, the lower castes have started to claim higher status by imitating the lifestyles of the upper castes in their attempt to raise their social status, by which the new society has class system and not caste system. Social class, as it is called in the modern times, is a social stratification which is universal in nature. One can find class system all over the world. Social class is a group of persons having a definite status in society. This represents a group of professors, artists, doctors, engineers, students, etc. This class is a status group as people perform different things and pursue different work. This status is acquired from the society and birth is not a criteria to be a part of this status group. A social class is distinguished from other classes by its customary way of behavior or lifestyle. The lifestyle include matters of dress, the kind of house or neighborhood they live in, means of recreation, mode of traveling, the way they spend money, etc. This shows what class or status they belong to in the society. Now, we can broadly classify them as upper class, middle class and lower class. In each class, one can find people from different castes also. Hence, we can say that caste system has paved its way to class system. The modern society is a mixture of people from all places, religion and state. We can say that every man represents his or her culture. When they unite together in a society, a new culture is born. A culture is that which has integrated the different cultures and customs and gives a unique culture to the society. Shaking hands or saying namaste with folded hands as a greeting, different types of dresses worn which are again from different parts of the country and abroad, eating with your hand, cooking different types of food are a few examples of culture taken in and used by everyone. Languages are learnt, like people of South India have started speaking Hindi, which is the language of the North. Similarly, people of the North who have settled down in the South Indian states and have learned local regional languages. With people becoming educated and coming in contact with the Western ideas and values, have started leaving their joint family system to become nuclear families, where the partners have become equal. Both of them have started working and women have started becoming more independent. Because of this, they can adjust to the different cultures that they have come across in their life and slowly and unknowingly integrating it into their family life too. This has brought about a change in the way family members have started looking outside their homes. Since they live in a multicultural society, they tend to even accept the different customs and traditions with an open mind. This modern society has developed culturally and socially to the extent that people have started exchanging their customs and traditions with other countries also. We can today see many foreigners working in India and vice versa. This exchange of people has brought a wider outlook of people and they have started enjoying each other's company, lifestyle and customs. Intercaste, interreligion, interstate, intercountry marriages which are prevalent now has also contributed for the different cultures to be integrated with each other. We can see now that many foreign customs and traditions are becoming very popular. In olden times, one used to celebrate only their festivals and follow their culture and tradition. But now, one can see that most of the festivals which are popular are celebrated by everyone. No one thinks that they have to celebrate only their festivals, as the others are not for them. In India, we can see that some of the festivals like Holi, Diwali, Christmas, Eid are celebrated all over the country. Even the Western traditions like Father's Day, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day are also been celebrated like our festivals. There is no disparity between our traditional festivals and theirs. Both are given equal importance. One can also see that the marriage outside their caste has brought about two different cultures and traditions together. Take the example of a North Indian boy marrying a typical South Indian girl. In their case, both come from a very different state, culture, tradition, etc. But still, when they get married, both the partners as well as their parents have to make adjustments in their life. They continue to celebrate both customs and traditions of each other and give their children the best of both. This has led to children becoming more broad-minded, and they can easily mingle with the new society. Till now, we were talking of culture, which was internal and personal to people. Now, we will talk of culture. We mean all the man-made objects such as tools, from the Stone Age to the present time of tools which are very sophisticated, automobiles, roads, and all the physical substances which have been made and changed along the years. The modern equipments like a telephone, television, printing press, currency system are all material cultures that have been invented by men and exchanged and shared by everyone in the world. All these were part of some type of culture that existed when man started to evolve and became civilized. These material things have never stopped to exist and is still changing its form and is being used and shared by everyone. This material culture has been invented and is still being invented. Hence, we can say that invention is the mother of this material culture. All inventions are based on previous knowledge. Hence, with the discovery of stone to make weapons for hunting and the knowledge of fire making has led to newer weapons for hunting and making fire. If the early men had not invented and passed on that knowledge, then the newer inventions could not have been possible. This change of culture or passing of culture from one society to another is called cultural diffusion. Future trends. We have seen how the present society has become multicultural and the factors that led to this change. We also talked about material culture that has evolved and shared by everyone. We can say that culture is not going to remain the same. It is dynamic, that is, it will keep changing from one form to another, but it will still remain in the society in one form or another. With newer inventions, new additions to our languages, new forms of art and dance, new rules will all bring new forms of culture. One can also say that even though culture might change, but people will not be able to give up their old values, customs and belief in favor of new ones. Even though the new generation people will not agree to this, but that is what will happen. People will change to a certain level, but keeping their culture also. We can see that Western culture is picking up in India and will do so in future, but the new society will never forget that root. They will try to incorporate both these cultures together and enjoy the best of both the worlds. The people in foreign countries are so impressed with Indian culture and tradition that they are trying to incorporate our cultures into them. In West, joint family system was never heard of. But with contact with the Indian culture, they have also started accepting the good points of having extended members and trying to incorporate it in their families. In some places abroad, people have started to consider marriage sacred and not a contract which has been influenced by India. They love our diverse culture so much that they have started wearing Indian clothes and eating Indian food. They have also started coming to India to even get married in Indian style and tradition. These are the new trends one sees now in abroad. Since people have contact with people from different religion, caste, even places as far as America or Australia, these contacts with them have changed the mindset of the people and they have become very broad-minded and can accept anyone. This has led to marriages from different caste, culture, religion, and people are ready to accept the other person's culture and try to incorporate them in their culture too without any problem. This has led to children being given the best of both the cultures. Coming back to India, as said, new generation has become very broad-minded. They are not concerned about caste system, but are more concerned about the class status. Everyone wants to go up the social ladder and receive all the material gains which that class gives. They are also willing to make minor changes, but not any drastic changes. The new society is a mixture of all types of people, language, customs, etc. This has created oneness among the people. There is unity among them. They can now relate to many people and learn new things, which finally makes them more broad-minded and easily adaptable to the new ways of life. In olden days, a person had to marry from his or her own caste and religion. If they tried to marry from outside their caste, they were considered outcasts. Now, the change is so drastic that people have started accepting intercaste, interreligion marriages. Now, in India, one can see people marrying from different states or even countries. They do not find anything wrong in doing so. The latest trend is to marry with whom one can feel comfortable to live as a lifelong companion. The children as such have a broader view of both the culture and give importance to both. Newer generation do not see people as different from them. They give equal importance to each and everyone. They have become very open-minded and willing to change for the other person. This change has changed the whole outlook of a family and kinship. They still have families with different cultures and a whole lot of new relations. These changes are happening in towns and cities more than villages in India today. Since the people in villages are still backward and haven't changed drastically like the city people, they will still continue to have their own rigid caste system, joint family system, their own customs and traditions. They will be quite unwilling to change. Slowly, with education, onset of television, people in the villages are also becoming aware of these changes that are happening in the cities, but their culture and the mindset of the elders haven't changed yet. They still believe in their old system and feel that the new culture that is coming up will spoil their culture and traditions. They feel that these drastic changes are bad for their children. They also refuse their families to change. This whole new change has happened in the cities because of the contact with Western culture and ideas. The new society is changing drastically and very fast. It is a fast moving change. We cannot say whether it is for the good or for the bad. Each has its own advantages. We can only say now that society is changing, but we cannot predict when it will be like in the future. One can only say from what we see now is that slowly our Indian culture might disappear and we might have more of Western culture, whereas abroad people might incorporate Indian culture to the maximum. But one thing is for sure, there will be more of convergence of culture and integration of them, which will in turn help in the sharing of traits and inculcating them in their lives. Cultural change leads to a chain reaction. Whenever there is a change in the culture, there is also a necessity for social change. They go hand in hand. One cannot say that society will never be affected by these changes. Society will get affected and will change as society is made up of people. So, if people change, society will also change its look, but will always remain till the end of the civilization. To conclude, I would only say it is necessary for man to live and changes should happen, but drastic changes which will bring down our beautiful culture, traditions down is not good. One can change, but not at the expense of changing completely for the other person and losing our beautiful uniqueness called Indian culture. We must preserve it for the future generations so that when they hear about Indian culture, they should be proud to be one of them.